Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode. I'm Tim Gillette, Mr. T, in this this concept of a podcast. And my co-host is
Gladys Boutwell, Lady G.
yeah. So the idea we came up with, most everybody this week, Gladys, is all talking about going to the gym, getting healthy, going on a diet.
And then you got us.
And then you got us. Now, wait a minute. Now, I'm not saying that you don't like. I'm a fairly fit person, and I know you are too.
Mhm.
But this stuff is like most people go, "Well, that's bad for you." Is it bad for you, or is it bad in excess? In other
That's
words, when you learn to taste things and you learn to eat, I ordered a large pizza for tonight. I don't know what size pizza you got, but
10
I'm
inch.
going to eat like 2, maybe 3 slices out of it, and some of the wings. I'm not going to go down and eat dinner. You know what I mean? That's dinner tonight. You know what I mean? It's a moderation. And beer, I know most people like, you know how easy it was to find beers? Because they're everywhere. Everybody's like, man, we're laying off the beer for the beginning of the year. Why?
They might go lighter. That's what they might do, but they're not going to get rid of the beer. It's one of those things. You know what? I've never been able to really go on a diet. I might tweak a few things because I don't want to feel deprived. The moment I feel deprived, all of a sudden, I want that donut, or all of a sudden, I want that whatever it is that I never eat. And yet, when I'm not supposed to have it, then all of a sudden I want it.
Yeah.
So don't deprive.
Well, no. If I don't have it in the house, that's the thing I want for a snack at midnight. Why?
Because it's not there.
I know, because it's not there. It's like, you know what I mean? I got tons of stuff in the house for snacks and I don't want it.
Right.
It's weird, but like same thing comes to prepping out my lunch every day. I really wish I had a Big Mac today. Well, I don't have a Big Mac in my house. I've got to go out to get it. We psychologically program our minds that things are bad.
Yeah.
When actuality, all right, if we learn to moderate our lives, things aren't that bad. The things that we're going to have tonight are pretty healthy stuff. And I'm not the type of person who drinks beers or wines for that matter. You've seen us in tasting,
Right.
all right, to get drunk. No, I drink them for the taste. I want you to tickle my tongue with taste. And I want the food to do the same thing. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I remember, well, my mama was on dialysis for 13 years and there's a lot of things she couldn't eat. That's when I started reading labels.
Mhm.
And there's things that I'm like, yeah, I don't want to put that in my body. I'm not going to put it in my mama's body. I'm not going to put it in mine. But one thing that she was just could not have was potassium. Her body absorbed potassium. Well, two things she loved were papaya and bananas. And I don't like papaya, so it was never in the house. But a banana, I love my banana. So I would give her a little bit of banana and she would get her taste and her little bite and she enjoyed it. But that was it, because any more than that, it wasn't good for her. So it's just, again, she got to have a little bit, just a little taste, and then she was fine.
Yeah. Now I had a new juicer, so if you're gonna make smoothies, I can't have bananas. So
Oh, okay. That's
I
right.
can eat them. I can eat little pieces of bananas, but if I eat a whole banana, yeah, Tim's higher than a kite. Tim's like anyway. So let's get into what we've got tonight for drinks and for food. All right. And I did not take my picture tonight. I don't even know where my phone is of what my layout is, but did you take your picture of your layout?
I did. I had to put everything together to make it work, but I did get my picture, so I'll send it to you.
Hold on. I'm going to put them on the Facebook page, but I'm going to take mine while we're talking here. All right. Of what my layout looks like. There we go. I have it before I dish into it all. But anyway, so let's talk about beers, because last week you gave me the classification. You said, Tim, find a red, find a light, and find an IPA.
Yes.
So I did. However, I cheated on the light. We all know what my favorite, if I am going to be a favorite beer, I like Corona Light. But you said the red. I really had to search for a red. I thought it was going to be easy. I found these in a can at Total Wine and More. And then Lauren Clement, who was on my podcast last year from Australia, sent me this great gift pack of things. And this is an IPA she sent me.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what this is. I think it's from Los Angeles.
Okay.
So what's the brewing company? TheDudesBrew.com.
The Dudes Brew. I love it.
Yeah.
We're going to have to hunt down the Dudes Brew.
Yeah. But then I also did, and you and I discussed this a little bit. I got It's like a sour beer, raspberry cherry sour.
Mm,
Now, Framboise was, I think it was Framboise, that's pronounced right, was a form of Belgian beer that had fruit into it.
okay.
And that's something my father-in-law and I loved. We used to get these ones that not only did you pop the cap off, but then you had to pull the cork out of.
Okay. Oh, yes. I love those.
Yeah.
Those are a lot of fun. They
Yeah.
truly are.
So what do you have?
So I ended up with a lager, and it was because I just happened to have gone to a Blazer game, the local basketball team, and I poured
Boo.
I know.
Boo. Mavericks. Mavericks.
See,
Dallas Mavericks.
and of course, um, Rip City Lager, and this one is Deschutes. So Deschutes is the brewery. They
Okay.
are local to Oregon. They became a, if you will, a sponsor, a partner of the Blazers in the 2019-2020, and so this came out in 2020, and the plaid was because there's a long time.
Show a little closer to the count because the plaid really. All right, so yeah, you got to see it to the camera. There you go.
Yeah.
Now I can see it. Good. Okay. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
back here from a distance, the plaid really didn't show, but I
it
know it
looks
was there.
red. And so it was a coach, so it was in his honor. And Rip City, so the Blazers started back in 1970, and they were playing, and there was this one game that they were playing at, and the announcer, when there was a three-pointer made, he yelled out "Rip City," and so that's how it became so much to so many is Rip City. So whenever anybody hears Rip City, it's associated with Portland and the Blazers. So I got
It's kind of like it was kind of like a hashtag before the hashtags. Yeah.
yes, exactly.
For your team. Yeah.
The other one, like you said, the red. Oh my goodness, that was hard to find. I was looking for a red, couldn't find a red, but I did find this one, and I was like, yes, I found a red. This one is Old Town Brewing, Polly's Not Irish American Red Ale.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So this was a fairly new brewery, and then there's Migration Brewing, which I saw it on Total Wine and More, but I don't know if it's also available in your location. But it's available in Japan, so go figure. This one is straight out of Portland, IPA.
Cool. Cool.
So that's why, and I'm not a big IPA fan, but Sean's roommate loves this stuff. So I said, I'm taking one of your IPAs, and he's all, have it.
Okay. Yeah. So, and what we're pairing it with tonight, all right. Now, we said wings. I went with boneless wings,
Yep.
medium.
Yes.
All right. I got mine from Pizza Hut. Where'd you get yours?
So mine came from Red Robin. Just
Red Robin. Yeah. Okay.
Or yum.
Our shows are not sponsored by Pizza Hut and Red Robin, although we wouldn't mind if they were.
Just saying. Hashtag
Just
Red
saying.
Robin. Hashtag. The other thing I got from Red Robin, they started serving pizza, so I got the pizza there too.
So, do they put them in like squares?
Yeah, they're little mini squares. They cut them into small bite-sized pieces. Is that not cool?
So, like, I went with the typical Pizza Hut.
Yum.
Yeah.
Hey, Pizza Hut's pretty darn good.
And the third thing we got was popcorn.
Popcorn.
All right. Now, I had quite a bit of popcorn over the weekend because we were watching a TV show that we fell in love with.
What was that?
Yellowstone.
Ah, well, we did a Matrix marathon. So we had to rewatch all of them because I never saw second and third. So we had to watch all of them in order to watch the newest one. So
did you go see the new one yet?
Yes, it's been watched.
All right. What's your opinion? Scale of 1 to 5.
It was probably like a 3.5. It was okay. I mean, the first one was just, it's the Matrix. Second one was all right. The third one I really liked, and being able to watch them back to back and seeing the difference. The new one seemed brighter. There was a lot more light. And it was really cool, though, that they kept flashing back. I like that they flashed back, but at the same time, I didn't like that they flashed back. As weird as it sounds, because it was cool because you got, seeing, oh yeah, that was from this one or that one. But at the same time, it was like, did you really need to do that? It's to me, it
I
took
have
away
not
from
seen the
it.
new one yet. And I
Okay.
don't know because I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard people who don't like it and I've heard people who love it. So
I don't dislike it, but it's not like ooh, the best.
it's not Tom Cruise and Top Gun. So I'm not holding a grudge at all
uh,
that I want to see the new Top Gun. Yeah.
so
Anyway, so what are we gonna do? Are we gonna crack these open? All right. Do you want to do which one do you want to do first? And
um, I'm gonna start with the lager, and right now my nails are all jacked up, and when my nails are not jacked up, I don't want to do anything to break them. So, ladies, get the back of a fork, just put it behind, and pop it just enough to lift it.
all right, now mine's the red that I have on a can. So the other two I have on.
Once you've lifted a little bit, now you can get your, in there to finish. You want to make sure, I'm sure y'all know, because this has happened, I'm sure, with soda cans. Don't shake them because they will
Yes, you do
everywhere.
not shake beer or soda.
Or soda, and do not leave it in the freezer. No,
But
not
you
in
can
the
put your glass in the freezer.
Yes. Keep it nice and cold, and you pull it out and it frosts up.
Yes.
So I have my this is like one of my favorite beer glasses because it's just tall and it fits perfectly. And it
I
was
have my
from,
little one here.
oh, cool. But what I also have is my smaller one that is not my whiskey one, because I'm not going to pour it all. So make sure when you're pouring how you're pouring, because you don't want a whole lot of head, and just go nice and slow. There's no rush. No rush.
So I'm going to do light because I went
Yes.
different than you. So I'm going to do light. So out of the bottle, right? I didn't get that much of a head onto it, really. So
Good job.
yeah. Of course, this one here, I got a light, so it's Corona Light, which is my favorite. You can't have a Corona Light without
Lime. Where's your lime? Good job. Good job, Tim.
So you got to have it. So anyway,
I learned, so my fingers are not that big. And so what I used to do, once I learned that, is of course, my hands would be washed. I'd put the lime in there and put my hand over it, and then slowly turn to make sure the lime went all the way to the top, which was the bottom, and then slowly turn it back, because if you do it too fast, it will again, and then you got the lime taste that has gone throughout your bottle. So some of the things I've learned to do over the years. So, all right. So
I did
mine.
mine. I tasted wings first, of course, because it's wings and beer.
So are we okay? So if we're doing wing, okay. So the other thing is these are boneless, because if they were bone in, it's definitely hands. But if you're boneless, you have a couple ways to go: fork and knife, or
Fork.
just use your finger. And then you can decide if you're going to dip it into blue cheese or ranch. I'm not a blue cheese person.
I'm a ranch person. Yeah.
Has to be ranch. And these actually wings, they would normally put blue cheese crumbles over them.
Oh yeah, I'm not into that crumbles on them. No.
So
of course, it goes well with that, but I'm gonna try it with pizza.
I was going to say this lager is actually pretty good. And the interesting thing is with the wings, they seem very light, but as you're eating them and then add a little bit of beer, it enhances the spiciness kind of towards the back of the tongue.
It does.
So I was like, oh, these are pretty mild. They didn't make a medium. And I'm going, oh, there it is. So I like that. Oh, pizza.
Try it with the pizza and then the popcorn. So far, the wings taste better with the light beer Corona. So, I gotta say, the wings are the best with Corona Light, but all three foods go very well with Corona Light. But then again, if you're gonna pick a light beer, Corona Light is a fairly adaptable beer to every food palate.
There's flavor in it, and it's easy to drink. And you can get the small ones, the little Coronitas. And you can add it to margarita mix when you're making margaritas. Gives it just a little something, something.
Yeah. Which one I'd pour the red next?
Okay.
Well, I got to do this out of can.
All right.
Oh man, that looks like a really dark beer.
Sometimes the reds can be very dark. This one's a taller. This is a 5.6% alcohol by volume, and it is 16 ounces.
I have a 12-ounce red. It's a Belgian red, and Petrus. All right, it seems to be the brewery name.
Okay.
And it's just labeled as red. And
nice.
Lily, I found this while looking through for a red beer today, and I found it by accident. And like, oh, I'm gonna go with that. And I bought what I thought was a 4-pack of bottles. Turns out it was like a 8-pack of cans.
Oh, well, there you go.
I got extra now.
This one I only got one because I was looking and looking. I didn't know I normally don't drink reds, and finding them hard to find, I was like, oh, well, no wonder I don't drink reds. But this one is 5.6% alcohol by volume. The hops are from Pearl Mount Hood. So they're, again, local hops that they're using. And the malt is 2-row pale, extra dark crystal, and caramel 60.
Okay, so this one here has got a note onto it that I get it in the taste. Aged with love and cherries.
Oh.
Part of the reason why it's probably red.
The cherries give a little bit of taste. Yeah, this one's a little bit more. I taste a little bit of coffee in here. Kind of that nuances of coffee. Here's the color of mine. I think yours is darker.
Compare our colors up.
Yep.
Mine's a little darker.
Yep.
No. Doesn't match well with pizza. The red I have, because it's probably because of the cherries.
Contrast with there.
Yeah, contrast with the pizza.
So this Old Town Brewing, they have multiple locations, and they also do tours. They do ghost tours on certain days of the week, and so you get to go on a tour, and then you get to drink some beer, which is kind of interesting. There's a lot of stories here in Portland about ghosts and the underground tunnels.
Again, the cherry, it's because of the cherries in this that it is not really.
It's not falling well.
It's not falling well with what would be your typical things you would have beer with, wings or pizza.
Did you like it with the popcorn?
I'm going to try the popcorn next. I just cleansed the palate to try to go different. So
this one isn't so bad. It really falls. It's pretty. I wasn't sure what I was going to think about it, but I do enjoy it. It's very drinkable. I think it was less hoppy than my lager. I think I tasted the hops, or the hops were slightly different. My hair.
Okay. It goes pretty well with popcorn. I think it's because I got a buttery, salty popcorn, but I got a light popcorn because it's what my wife had in the closet. So,
oh, the butter and the popcorn popped out with this one. It was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I like that. Do like that. Yeah, this was a fun one. I like that. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. So,
our last one, I get to do this IPA. Thank you, Lauren, for sending this.
Oh, look I want to see the color in that one.
Ooh.
That looks gorgeous.
As you can tell, I'm not as good at pouring as Miss Lady G is. She's the better bartender here.
Right as oh, wow.
You know, that's one thing we didn't do with these was smell them.
Yeah, that's
Oh wow. You know, the IPAs, you really got that hoppy
yeah.
barley smell.
I'm just like giving him more head here just by swirling around. See, the problem with IPAs to me, it took me years and years to figure out why I was not a huge IPA fan. And I hadn't tried this one, so I needed to try something new because even if I don't like the way something tastes, I always give it time and then I try it again. And I couldn't quite pinpoint why do I not care for IPAs all that much. And I try them again. It's like, oh, ours is different. Ours is different. And every time I'm going, not sure
Yeah.
what it is. And then it dawned on me, they all taste like grapefruit to me.
Yep.
And I
They
don't
all have
like
a grapefruit
grapefruit.
aftertaste.
I don't like grapefruit. So hence this one,
That is almost like a signature of an IPA. I don't think there's any grapefruit in any of them, but they all have it. It's like a grapefruit aftertaste.
so if you
I've
like
always
grapefruit,
noticed that with IPAs.
yeah, it took me a moment. And once I realized it, I went, oh, that's why I don't
Yeah.
care for them. Because I don't care for grapefruit. And I don't care for the way grapefruit tastes, and then that.
Popcorn goes good with that.
Ooh.
Popcorn and an IPA.
Mm. Hmm.
Uh-oh.
Did
Your boyfriend's spying on us. Hey, Sean. Cheers, Sean. We're drinking your beer.
Actually, that's his roommate. This is Oz's. Thanks, Luke, for letting me steal one of your beers. It's actually not too bad, but it doesn't pop the hotness of the wings like the lager did. The lager brought that pop. This one was a lot milder.
You know what? It kind of makes the sauce linger. The flavor of the sauce linger. To me, the wings. And I guess it's probably that it's like that barley hoppy aftertaste really takes the wing flavor in the wing sauce and makes it linger on my tongue. I'm gonna have to do a cleanse before I move the pizza because this is not gonna go away. This is good. No, this is a good thing. I'm not gonna get this with pizza. I know it.
But it does have a.
Or if I do, I'm gonna be overjoyed and finish the IPA tonight with pizza and beer.
I think the tomato sauce is probably going to give you a little zing too.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see what you get out of it.
God, I love Pizza Hut pizza.
See, my color, I think, is a little bit darker than yours.
It is. Oh, no. IPA goes with tomato sauce. That's what it is.
I was going to say,
if you're going to have tomato, you're going to have tomato in whatever you're eating. The IPA is your beer.
Pasta in a nice marinara. Ooh, I'm thinking chili would go well with that too.
I have some of that in the fridge. If only we had done that. I have chili that we made over the weekend.
Well, one thing that I made, I was trying to figure out what to make for dinner the other night. And so I had shrimp. And then I thought, well, what can I do with the shrimp? And then I thought, ooh, some pasta. So I got some egg noodles, cooked the egg noodles, sauteed the shrimp with some rosemary and some garlic and added a little bit of a Chardonnay, pulled the shrimp off, added a little bit more garlic to the pan, sauteed that, added some more red wine, then added a creme fraiche because that's what I had to thicken it up. And I added a little bit of a tomato paste that I had. And so made it into this little creamy red sauce, threw the pasta back in there. And then once all of that got mixed, then I added the shrimp in there and mixed that. And it was so delicious, very light because the egg noodles and then, of course, shrimp. But the creme fraiche just gave it a little bit of creaminess without making it very thick. And then with the tomato paste, it just gave it that little. Oh, and I also added heirloom tomatoes in there. So it just gave it a nice tomatoey. So that's another thing that I might have to. I do have a little bit of leftover with IPA. Imagine that.
Oh, I get the feeling I'm finishing the rest of my pizza and wings with an IPA tonight.
You're gonna leave your Corona for dessert.
I can have Corona anytime. I will tell you though, out of our three beer choices tonight, I'm not having the red with pizza and beer. No, I look for it, and I'm not sure, and I couldn't find it. I used to like it was Killiman's Irish Red.
Oh yeah,
I used to love that beer. I could not find it anywhere. I went through 3 different stores and could not find it today. So
yeah. I don't know why reds. I guess they're not as popular, and so they don't make them as much. I was looking through everything, looking for where's a red beer. I'm like, how do I not have a red beer? Even when I sent you those pictures that I posted as a teaser on Facebook,
yeah,
I don't think there was one red in there.
Mm-mm.
Because I wasn't sure what I was going to pick. And then I opted to kind of stick to Portland. And this one is one that you might be able to find at Total Wine and More. Just look up Migration. Deschutes is a fairly popular, I don't remember if I found it in California or not, but try out Deschutes. They have pretty decent beer. This one just happened to have Rip City. But they make more than just this. I mean, they have all sorts of different ones. And then Old Town Brewing, they're more local. So this one I think would be, even though they have multiple locations at Portland, I doubt they're going to be out and about as much. But this is an American red ale. So I think that this red is less, I don't know, cherry-ish esque.
Well, no, I think mine was red because of the fact that they had cherries into it. It's not, and it said it was a Belgian beer. So Belgians do put a lot of fruit in their beer.
So that could be it. This one is just more of a, I think they were trying to make it somewhat Irish, but not Irish. So it's an American red ale. So a little different on how that one is made. I'm going to have to find the owners and track them down and go, hey, why do you make it taste this way? And why is it not cherry flavor? So your other one that you pulled, that one, what is that more of a, that one has more fruit in it, that other one that you had?
Yeah. This is a more of a fruit beer. I have another one, and I'm not going to open it here tonight because it really going to mess up my palate at this point. Right. But I have this sour.
Okay.
All right. It's really not a red beer, but it was kind of like the idea. When I seen that, I was like, oh man, now I can go with that one, red beers. And I realized when I picked that, I didn't think about how well is it going to pair with our food choices tonight. And again, one of the things I'm finding as I get older, Gladys, is, I don't want to drink just for the sake of drinking. For instance, I may love a martini, but it may not go with what I had. New Year's Eve, we go to a wine bar here in Dallas called Brew for dinner every New Year's Eve. And they actually have it's like a 4-course meal. It's like a snack, then an appetizer, first course, main course.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. And a dessert. They have a wine that pairs with each one.
Okay.
Right. Now, because I was driving this year, I chose to just do my typical champagne. As we discussed last week, I did my champagne tasting. All right. Flight. And then I just tasted the wines that went with each, but like my wife and my mom and I didn't share. We didn't get the same thing. My mom and I got the same main dish. All right. But my mom and my wife got the same first dish.
Okay.
So the main dish was a prime rib.
Mm.
So I was able to taste my wife's or my mom's wine to go with it. Both my mom and my wife had the same dessert, and the dessert wine went with what they had, not with what I had. So, but then again, I taste things. I want to think now. I think as I get older, what pairs with things.
Right.
All right, not necessarily. Well, I like the taste of a martini or a Bloody Mary. Great. Bloody Mary doesn't necessarily go with everything. I
Right.
like the taste of beer. Great. As I learned tonight, I love this beer, but it does not go with anything that I'm
That you're
eating on my
eating.
plate.
Yeah. Yeah, that is one thing that we do when we're making dinner, we're making something, it's what are we going to drink with it? So
Yeah.
we bought the salmon that has the butter and the herbs from Costco. Yeah, hashtag Costco, also not being sponsored by them. And threw it in the oven, and we had bought a Chardonnay. And I'm not a huge Chardonnay fan because it's so oaky, but finding a
No,
good
no.
Chardonnay, it's hard. But come to the conclusion, there are some really good Chardonnays out there. So we found a Chardonnay from California that wasn't oaky, and I had used it for the shrimp the night before, but it was still, we had just opened it, so that's what we were going to drink with it because it was what is going to pair well with that salmon. Now, could we have gone with the Pinot Noir? Probably, but we wanted something white, so therefore the Chardonnay went perfectly well with that salmon and in the potatoes we made with it, and it was just enjoyable because you had this buttery flavor in there, and then you have all these herbs, and then you put a Chardonnay in there that just balances everything out nicely. And this is for you, the anything tomatoey with the IPA went
Mhm.
just beautifully well. Whereas if we had gone with anything other than that, it would have probably clashed, like your red clashing with your tomato, going, oh no, that does not go. Um, and sometimes it's just looking around and saying, okay, what goes well? Normally, you want certain things that are a little bit darker with the darker meats, or the
Mhm.
lighter wines, if you will, lighter drinks with the whites. But it's what is going to go well, what's going to
Mhm.
blend, what is going to enhance, not just because it's supposed to go doesn't mean it necessarily does go.
Yep. So let's twist our subject tonight a little bit towards our food we picked.
Okay.
All right. We chose pizza, but we said pepperoni on the pizza so we didn't clash on toppings,
Right.
right? So we had the same topping to compare with.
Hmm.
When it comes to pizza, what toppings would you normally put on your pizza? And do you do one or multiple?
So what I do is that I prefer to make my pizza at home,
Okay.
and but for me it's all about the crust. I have used Wild Tree, which is it's you can only get it through direct marketing, if you will. Really good crust, but I also go to Bellagio. So go to your local pizza place; they may sell you the pizza crust. Like I'll go buy a pizza crust for like just the dough for like 250. So
Mhm.
then I knead it out, a good tomato sauce. So a pizza sauce is important. And then I will add my own oregano, a little bit of rosemary, sometimes some thyme, just to give it more flavor. But usually just with garlic and garlic salt, or garlic, just the garlic powder, really, because a lot of times it's salty, and oregano. Oh my goodness. Then got to have pepperoni. It's a got to have pepperoni. And then got to have Genoa salami.
Mm.
So for me, it's all about the Genoa salami. Then on top of that, I depending if I have mushrooms, I love mushrooms, and then I might add some slices of tomato and maybe some Kalamata olives. And that's the extent of my what I love on my pizza. Just
Okay.
very fairly basic, but a few toppings. Throw it in there, make it come out, and it's just yummy, yummy, yummy. So that's what I like on my pizza. Um, and then there's Mott's Pizza that you can just put on the sausage and the Genoa salami and the pepperoni. I do like my meat pizzas, but I also like some veggies in there, like
So
some
yeah,
bell
Gwen
peppers.
likes like the everything pizza. I don't. I to
Okay.
me, I
Pure.
want flavors to go one way or another. I don't
Okay.
want to. I don't want to mash all them flavors. Um, And the interesting thing I find is pepperoni is my go-to.
Okay.
I love just a cheese pizza sometimes. I
Oh,
really do.
oh, a marguerite pizza is also pretty good.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, a
yeah.
margarita pizza. The other one that I go to is mushrooms.
Oh,
Just mushrooms on a pizza. All
okay.
right, is what now. We talked about different spices put onto it, like you know what I mean, putting a little bit of garlic on your crust.
Hmm. Yep.
Um,
Olive oil on the edge to
yeah,
just feel something, something. Oh, yeah.
there is a pizza company here that does. I forget what they put onto it. What spice? I liked it in the beginning, but now as I get older, I don't like it.
Is it too much?
It's too much. Yeah, it
Okay.
changes the flavor of pizza. And I used to be, truthfully, I used to love of our name brand pizzas. Let's just go with the three mains. The three mains are Pizza Hut, Papa John's, and Domino's. Right?
Okay.
I loved Papa John's until really, I'm telling you, this is the dividing point.
Mhm.
Until John left the company,
Things changed. The flavors changed.
the flavors changed, the service changed. All right, but I got, I can't tell you how many times I've ordered a Papa John's pizza delivered to my house that like you know what I mean. They put these new seals to so nobody's touched your pizza since
Uh-huh.
they did it.
Right.
Seals broken every time. All
Really?
right, flavors off, temperatures off.
Mm.
All right. It just is not there. Pizza Hut. I want to tell you this about Pizza Hut. I was never, you know, I mean, when I was younger, I wasn't a fan of Pizza Hut. I thought the crust was too greasy,
Okay.
right? And that's that oil they put into it, right? Pizza Hut, from when I was a kid, they are still the most consistent pizza.
Tastes the
30
same.
freaking years running. They're the consistent taste, consistent flavor. All right. I don't care if you got a pizza in 1987 from Pizza Hut and a pizza in 2007,
It's the same.
17,
Yep.
it's the same pizza. It's
Yep.
consistent. You know what I mean? When I go
You
to a
know what you're
company,
gonna
I
get.
want consistency.
Yeah.
When I pick up this IPA, I want consistency. So I have probably not had a Domino's pizza. Probably got to be at least 10 years.
Oh, wow. I remember that we used to buy the Domino's pizza at work because it was the $5 pizza. And so it was always the easiest one, $5 for the whole team. And when you got 6 to 12 people or 24 people on the entire department, Domino's pizza was the way to go. Everybody got pizza. And the funny thing is, one department that we had, there was one person that always got, because he was allergic to tomatoes, always got the no sauce pizza.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that everybody flocked to the no sauce pizza. And it's like, hello, it's for the person that's allergic.
I know. Well, no. It's always that. Wait a minute. No. But this is why we do this show, because you don't know what your flavor palette's going to like until you try it.
Right.
I look at no sauce pizza and go, no. But if it's something that like there's a limited piece, I'm going to try it and I might fall in love with it. Now, number one, it's a psychological thing going, ooh, I can only get so much of this.
Right.
Number two, it's a taste that I'm not used to. So again, the IPA. I am not a big IPA fan. I've tasted IPAs, but oh my God, this IPA tonight brought out the tomato sauce in both of our foods and made me love, again, I thought I was going to finish this tonight.
And you've not touched it more than the taste.
The IPA, which is
or the red.
No, yeah.
Oh,
The IPA is a 16-ounce can, and it's half gone.
My red isn't so bad. I thought I was gonna like the Rip City the most, and I'm kind of the Old Town Brewing red is this one's not bad. If coming from me, being that I don't like IPAs,
yeah,
I don't. It's a grapefruit. This one has a good flavor to it. It's not overly grapefruity. It went well with what we're eating, and I think again, it goes to what are you eating, and I think this went well. So
I think tonight's lesson out of this, it really is what you eat with what you get, with what you drink really matters, guys.
Yeah.
All right. That's why I didn't open these other beers that I ran down and got. I'm not, because this is not going to match with what we're eating tonight. Why waste it? Why crack it open and waste it?
So I got my larger glass over here and my little glass that is from Dang Spirits, but it was a cute glass. And I thought, oh, the little glass for the IPA because I'm barely going to drink it. And yet that's the one I'm drinking the most of right now because it's going well with the wings and the pizza. So
I
yeah,
know.
for somebody that doesn't like IPAs, that's a huge thing. Huge.
Yeah.
Good. No. And yet here I'm going,
I
okay,
think
maybe.
this really does, Gladys. I think this really does match our show in the fact that it's not what you drink; it's what you pair it with.
Yeah.
Which is something you and I talked about when we first wanted to create this show is
Yeah.
pairing things, the right things with things. And
Mhm.
this goes back to my coffee days at Starbucks. When I learned that you don't eat a chocolate dessert, all right, with a Ethiopian coffee, it
Mm,
blew my mind. This is just another mind blow tonight that IPA's good. This IPA goes with pizza and wings.
especially the wings. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, these wings are pretty good. I'm surprised. I
So
went to,
normally, no, normally where do you get your wings though? And which sauce do you like best?
well, it's a non-traditional. It's Mount. Oh my goodness, it's a local place. They have like 4 or 5 of them here in the Portland area.
Mhm.
Mountain something mountain. Oh my goodness. Um, they have really good wings. They make them to your liking with or without bones, and you have like 20 sauces to choose from, and so you can get a 6 piece and have 2 of each different flavor. So depending, you have to have at least 2 of each, and sometimes I do half and half. Um, but if I had to go with traditional, oh my goodness, who would I go with? Because Buffalo Wild Wings has disappointed me more than once. So that one was not my normal go-to, and I almost got them there today just because they were going to be close to Pizza Hut.
Yeah, because they're a standard. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were standard, and I thought, okay, it's easy to get to from the one to the other, but I also had to drive. It's a
Mhm.
15-minute drive to the one, and then 4 minutes to the other. And I'm thinking, with everything I have going on, I'm like, I'm going to stay local. So I ended up at Red Robin. These are actually not too bad.
Yeah.
Ram's Restaurant, they're pretty good. And I'm trying to think of national change that might have some good wings. I've not had the Pizza Hut wings in so long.
This is the
Um,
first time I've had them, by the way. I've
and
never had them before. This is the first.
are they good? Are
Yeah,
they to
yeah.
your liking?
I will
Oh,
order Pizza Hut wings again because
okay.
yeah. I got to tell you, the first place that I really got into wings was is Hooters.
Oh my goodness, Hooters.
Yeah.
So
But wait a minute, but I wouldn't go to Hooters for wings today. Why? They're again. Most guys think Hooters not for the wings, but I'm telling you, that was the greatest thing Hooters had going for it was its wings. Not
yeah,
no
the
more.
wings
Now
and
they're
the
the bottom of
shrimp.
the pile.
Their shrimp were actually pretty good. So way back when, oh my goodness, I'm trying to think of when Hooters hit their 20-year anniversaries. So
Mhm,
hashtag Hooters. I went to 20 different uh, Hooters. I had a passport.
mhm.
So when you would go to a Hooters, you'd get the passport stamped. In order to go
Okay,
into a
Sean, we
contest,
know what you're thinking. We know what you're thinking, Sean. I caught you.
and so I went to 20 different Hooters, and I was excited because I from California, in Hawaii, Vegas. I was up here in Portland, so there was at the time I think there was 3 of them. Florida, Texas. Went to 20 different Hooters.
Mhm.
Sent in my passport, and they sent me back a congratulations, Mr. Gladys Monroy. And I'm going, Mister. That was hilarious. So I got my certificate that I had gone to 20 different Hooters. I also got a 20 wing party. I didn't win the $20,000,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
did get a 20 wing party. It was right about the time I had gotten promoted. So I invited everybody. I said, come to Hooters on whatever day. And it's kind of a celebration and Hooter and wings. So we had this 20 wing party, and people came and went, and they ate and drank, what have you. And there was still leftover wings. I'm like, wow, 20 wings go a long way. But it was a lot of fun. I used to go to Hooters for their trivia night, and I do remember we called her Miss Des Moines because she actually did say Des Moines, and we're like, really? So instead of Des Moines, so she became Miss Des Moines. So I got Hooter stories. But
No,
yes,
no,
haven't been there in years.
no, but like Hooters really had the best. All right.
They did.
And this is going back, I want to say almost 20 years now since I've really gotten attached to
Yeah,
Hooters, right?
90, yeah,
Um,
98, 99, 2000. Oh my goodness,
yeah,
2000.
like 2000 to 2005, I would go to Hooters a lot. Of course, I was single at the time, and I would go to bars where I could get, fun and drinks and beer and wings, really.
Yeah.
Um, I got to tell you, the Hooters had their crab's legs. I loved their crab's legs at the time.
Mm,
And I think they switched right around 2002. They switched um, to getting them frozen, brought
oh,
in,
oh
as
no.
opposed to like they were fresher, all right,
Okay.
when they had them, and they were better, all
Mm,
right, and then worse. But
oh, yeah.
again, we talk about consistency. I've had Buffalo Wild Wings in Florida,
Okay.
Ohio, Pennsylvania,
In Texas.
Missouri, Texas, and California.
Okay. And they're
I got to tell you,
consistent.
taste was consistent, but
Okay.
I too have problems with the way that the things were, because, like, if you don't go into, like, I've been getting a lot, through the pandemic, we got a lot of to go food.
Right, right. Okay.
All right. Buffalo Wild Wings does not do to go too well. They just don't. They suck at it, because the to go orders are really lousy food. But if you go in, all right, and you just go, okay, this is kind of dry, they'll take it back and fix it for you. But by the time it's shipped to your house 30 minutes later,
Yeah,
it's too late. It's too
yeah.
dry. The sauce isn't there. Their medium sauce is my go-to. I'm
Okay.
not a hot. I'm not a wimp. Medium, just right,
Yep.
and that's it. And medium reminds me of the original Hooters hot.
Right. I do remember winning $100 at Hooters way back when, because we were doing trivia, and another two tables and my table, we were tied, and so we had to. The tiebreaker was naming the wing sauce, the sauces, and I was the one that was able to name the majority of the sauces. One guy just walked away. The other one said mild, medium, hot, and I had like almost all but two. Don't ask me to name them again because I don't remember them anymore, but I had them down way back when in what, 2000, 2001. Yeah, good
Again,
time.
it just goes to show you over time. But again, like, the one consistent food we talked about was the pizza. The pizza, like I said, Pizza Hut is the same yesterday, today, probably forever.
20 years ago.
Some of these wings places are changing. All right. And I don't think they're getting the fact that taste matters. Tonight's episode, perfect example. Taste matters. Yeah.
It does.
So,
And that's what we're trying to continue to talk about is what goes with what. What do we enjoy? What do we not like? I would not have, I'm telling you, I would not have broken into the fridge to get an IPA. Ooh, an IPA. It's like, what else do we have?
you picked the IPA last week. You said IPA is one of the.
I did, because I always want to give them a chance, just because I like to try things once in a while that I don't like before. And this one, I'm not saying that I'm going to go to a bar and order this to drink it, but I definitely enjoyed it with what we're having today. And today I would put this IPA first, the red second for me, and the lager third.
Okay, when it comes to the beers, I'm going to tell you flavor wise. I have two different ways to categorize today. IPA number one. All right. The red flavor wise number two, and Corona last. And I love Corona, by the way.
Right.
Pairing wise, because there's two different categories this week. Because I want to tell you, pairing wise, IPA number one, Corona number two, red way off.
Not go well.
Does not pair with our food.
What I will say with the lager is that it absolutely brought out the flavor of the wings. I mean, that hotness in the back of my tongue was like, poof, it was there. And then the IPA just kind of made it taste good. The red was okay. The red was mild. I liked it. It wasn't. It didn't do anything big wow, but it was a mild red. I think. I think I picked a good red where you could. It's very drinkable.
Yeah. Well, it's been a good week. All right. I've kind of enjoyed tonight's taste. I'm still going to finish the leftovers for dinner. I'm not making something different for dinner. I don't know about you, but
no need.
Yeah. In the meantime, so guys, this has been a great episode. All right, if you're gonna get your beers, all right, IPAs go very well with pizza and wings. We've learned. All
Yep,
right. So I guess we'll be back next Monday night.
absolutely.
Okay.
It's going to be a surprise what we're going to bring to you.
Yeah, we'll surprise
Let
you.
you
We're not going
know.
to tell you until we put the post up. So anyway, in the meantime, all right. Our show is sponsored every week by my business. I'm Tim Gillette with Simple Easy Marketing, Simple Easy Events. You can check simpleeasyevents.com. And my co-host is our other sponsor.
Insurance by Design. It's insurancedesignpros.com. If you have a small business and want to know a little bit about how to provide employee benefits, there is a free report with 101 ways to provide employee benefits for all budgets. That's insurancedesignpros.com.
Cool. So, and my name again, Tim Gillette. If you could do us a favor, I kind of got it rolling in the thing down below. All right, now here, let me put it up there. If you can do us a favor right now, guys, we need to get our YouTube channel up to a certain amount of subscribers so that we can get the name locked in to what we want with it. All right. It's something, it's a YouTube rules. So if you could go to this domain name is the simplest and easiest way to get there. All right. I actually have it pointed as a back thing on my website, timgillette.com/Lady G and Mr. T YouTube. All right. And subscribe to our YouTube channel and help us grow our YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, go to our Facebook page, which has been rolling down below for quite a bit. All right. Facebook.com, Lady G and Mr. T podcast. All right. And like our Facebook page where we actually put the pictures and stories throughout the week of stuff that we're researching to be on next week's podcast.
And share with your friends. Have them like us.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of fun.
It is.
Who do you know?
I know. We've had fun. This is episode, I think, number 8.
8. Mm-hmm.
8. This is our 8th episode. So we're chugging along. We're going to keep going. All right. We try to do it almost every week. Every now and then somebody gets sick. We won't mention who.
It's surprising guys, I haven't gotten sick after this open enrollment. Normally December's when I get a cold, and this year I've been fine thus far. You know, knock on wood.
All right. Well, we will be back next week with another episode, guys. In the meantime, guys, have a great week. Bye.